Now this is where it gets really iffy. I hope you heard that. I really hope you heard that. To the left. I was looking this way, but it sounded like it was to the left. Because it was. The source of it was to the left. Anyways. Nothing is out there.
60 later that.
Just notes. I forget which drawer it is, but there's bound to be another tinder box. Not all drawers will have tinder boxes. Don't even ask me why they're a cylinder and not an actual box, you know, like Matchbox or something. Oh dear. Remember to have your lantern on in the dark room, or at least light up some candles. Stupid. Always start from the bottom drawers on these kind of desks, because if you go from the top drawer, you'll just have to close them all back. You know what I mean? Like, you'll have to close it. You can't see what's under there when it's open like that. So start from the bottom. Little helpful hint. No, that's not the one. Very rarely you will find anything in here as far as tinder boxes or oil. Mostly you'll find tinder boxes in there. Another note. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna skip those. If you want to read them, I'll pause it. You pause it, sorry, on your own time. Freaking. I'll barge the door down. I'm just gonna light everything up because I have enough tinder boxes. The hell was that? Every possible piece of wood, like, you know, whoops, silly me, bottom. Like I said, not every drawer will have tinder boxes, but, and you don't need to close them, it's not really not necessary. Not every drawer will have tinder boxes. Today. I'm fairly slow on opening drawers, but everything else I'm like, nya 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 nya. Like I was saying before, minus the dust, you will never find anything if you break things. This room is interesting. You're like, oh my god, it's a book. Yes, that is a piano playing while you are in a different room. Do not fear. Santa was here. Not really. I'm just trying to cheer you up. Make you less scared, if possible. I'm kind of getting scared, kind of. Except I know what's in that room. There's three things. Well, 4 if you count different periods of time. It's locked. Don't even bother. And it's like, oh hey, you got a journal. Some mementos. Door leading to a local history room is locked. Excuse me. Is there another entrance? How does he know it? Oh wait, never mind. I was about to say, how does he know it's the history room? It's like, oh look, local history. Okay, so there's the piano. Like I was saying, there are 3 things in this room. 4 things if you count different points of time. 1, when you're over in that room over there, you hear the piano. 2, you go towards the piano to investigate, and it closes on you. Just to clarify, the piano is not moving at all. Actually, there's 5 things. Okay, so 1, yeah, room, you'll hear it. 2, you investigate, it closes. 3, you hear a noise. Nothing happens. 4, we'll get to that eventually. 5, you'll hear the piano as you leave. As well as another noise. Do not fear, it's just blood. I mean, yeah, you should fear blood, but there's nothing coming after you. I need to stop using my oil. Okay, now people are always a little iffy on how to break said wall over there. That will crash down and seal you off. It'll basically completely close that off. After I'm a little iffy on the trigger. After you move into the room, after you touch the door, I don't know where the action happens, but it'll close off, so don't worry about that. Maps, scrolls, whatever you want to call them. I want to go with maps because, or blueprints actually, because you can kind of see floor plans in there. Oh my gosh, a room full of blueprints. Noise cutscene, as I like to call them, or just a noise scene. There's that piano again. Like I was saying, number 5, you will hear the piano again. Noise scene.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Minus the visual aspect, I really like how good the sound was done. The sound was done well, not how good it was. Excuse me. Cannot light those chandeliers. Make sure you light this up before you read that, because that will send you into a coma. And you gain your tinderbox back if you use that, so it's a win. It's kind of necessary. I really hate this cutscene. I don't wanna. Well, I mean, I don't hate it, but I mean, like, it takes too long, so let's get this over with. Can't breathe.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Toward. I'm a little iffy on British people. Not that I don't like them, it's just their pronunciation. Annunciation, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, I am not slowly moving. The light is slowly drawing my perception. It is impossible to basically look away from the light. You can go into the darkness. I doubt that you want to.
It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light.
But yeah, it always goes back to the light. Anyways, no, acting as if like I was hypnotized or something. I'm curious to why I still never figured out light, and then everything else is dark. Anyways. The light. You know, if you never heard the phrase before, I've been told, don't go towards the light. But this is a video game, so we shall touch the light instead.
I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Oh dear. What is with my brain? Crystal clear. Bullcrap. It's a little iffy if you ask me. Or do I have to walk around to fix this? Oh, there we go. Anyways, yeah, I like that little elevator action where he's just like... It's a little iffy if you ask me. Maybe if we saw some hands, you know, pushing on the ground or something. A leg, maybe. So yeah, people have thought you had to, you know, throw a rock. Or possibly a scroll, blueprint, map, whatever you call it. But no, you just click it enough times and voila. Click. I think it's about 3, maybe less.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, then.
You can never be too careful. There's that noise again. Oh my gosh. This is a little short story about how a town was... I forget. Let's read. Well, never mind. Local folklore. I used this book to break that glass, and this glass would break into the glass that. Blah blah blah. Okay, in this room, I was like, oh my gosh, how you... What's next? This door is locked. It won't open. Oil. So, and I was like, wait a second. There's something behind this. A draft and a faint light are coming from behind the shelf. There must be a way in. So, I noticed what does not fit besides that. This. Do you see how it's a different color? There are 3. Uno, dos, tres. We start at this end because it's the furthest away. What's his face? I forget what his face is. I was never able to see that open, but it will open. Nothing will come and get you, but it will open. Light that on fire real quick. A key is what he found. Oh, he was in the beginning. I was watching this movie. Not movie, excuse me, video. Okay, so you grab the key, and guess what happens when you grab the key? The door opens. It doesn't even swing open. It's just like, BAM! Open. Who goes there? I have a chair. Do not disturb. And you think, oh my gosh, cupboards. Yeah, I can save myself by hiding in one of these. Well, guess what? You don't need to. There is no imminent threat. Unless you decide to walk outside again. Like so. Now, I ran as fast as I could the first time I did this. Well, maybe not the first time, the second time. I was trying to light that fire, but it's only on the one side. Anyways, you only get a small glance of this thing. I forget what you call them. There's a name for it in the secrets file. I forgot to light this. And there goes the piano. Anyways, you are safe. Do not worry about the archives, library. Nah, this ain't the library. We'll find out soon enough.